What is up, everybody? I'm here with MMA Fool and Red Wolf MMA. We are talking about UFC Mexico City.
Wee-wees.
Wee-wees. We got a fucking banging card going down. We got Chiwiwis himself rolling on this main card. We're going to talk about him. But first, we got to talk about Lazy Boy Ronaldo Luis Rodriguez versus the Peruvian Kevin Borjas. We were talking about perros earlier, and I think when we got, if we're talking about perros, there's a perro on this card, the perros.
You're gonna have to teach me what that one means.
And for me, he's el más perro.
Perro. He's a dog.
La perro. Puero?
El perro.
El puero.
El perro. You got to roll that R.
Pero. See, I need to come in. Yeah, like
we're still teaching our
UK
homie how to roll his R's.
You like dags?
You like dags? You like dags? I like dags. Big dags, little dags. Like all kinds of dags. I mean, talking about dags, Ronaldo, to me, he's a dag, brother, and I think he's gonna steamroll over Borjas. Don't get me wrong, the Peruvian fighters are dogs too. These fighters got mad heart, and durability. They also train in elevation. But I just think Ronaldo's got that perro in him, and he's gonna just outdog Borjas into a round 2 submission, Erceg.
Oh,
wow. Nice. I see that. I can see that. Yeah, he's so good, but he's puts himself out there too much, man. I'm a big Lazy Boy fan, bro. Believe me. He can get it done, but I hope he doesn't leave his chin out there too much, because what's his name? That old guy or Ode. But when he fought at the Sphere,
Osborne
almost fucking got him, bro. I was so scared. But he came back. He's got that warrior, So yeah, I'm gonna have to rock with Lazy Boy. He looks like he's a fan favorite. I just hope it doesn't get derailed. He's a future star. If he wins, hopefully he takes it seriously and he fixes the little stuff that he needs to fix. So I can see him winning. Hopefully he gets a sub or a KO, but I'll probably see a decision going here. But I'm scared because of I think Kevin Borjas has nothing to lose. This could be his 3rd loss in a row, and he might get kicked. But he's fought fucking warriors, bro. So no, it's not that he's a bad fighter. That shouldn't always. It sucks, because like you see the L's on the record and you think these guys suck. But no, this guy has a puncher's chance. So I'm scared. I'm scared for this fight, but I think Lazy Boy should pull it out, especially in Mexico City.
Yeah. Excuse me. I echo that. I agree with that. Rodriguez, he's becoming so popular. When he was at Nacho, he had the crowd eating out the palm of his hand. Especially at the press conference. He's not even been in the UFC that long, and the guy's got 2 million followers on Instagram. I mean, I know followers don't mean jack shit, but that's pretty big. You know what I mean? To not even be in the UFC that long. And like I say, he's becoming a fan favorite if he isn't already. So yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a Rodriguez, the Rodriguez show, and he's going to put a performance on it in front of his own people, his own crowd. I mean, it's going to be exciting. I might even be more excited for the walkout. Do you know what I'm saying? That crowd.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be insane.
It's gonna blow up.
Yeah,
and I always have a rule, I don't bet against the guy that wears the funny hat. Rodriguez always comes out with these fucking crazy ass, deep in the jungle, fucking deep in Mexico, fucking hats, bro. I'm sure he's gonna come out with a wild ass, get up. He's gonna say some wild shit, during media and the build up. So I'm super excited. I'm really happy how this fight's gonna start out. Next up, we got David Martinez versus Simon Oliveira Martinez. He's a newcomer up into the UFC. This is his debut fight. Simon, I think he's had one fight in the UFC. So, both these guys relatively new. Uh, I had to watch some film to see what David Martinez was about, but I'll let you go first, Red Wolf. I want to see what
Oh,
your opinions are.
I mean, like I say, both of them are pretty new to the UFC. Um, but I know Martinez has come from Combate Global, and he was knocking everybody out in there. Do you know what I mean? Like finish after finish after finish, knockout after knockout after knockout. I think the only time he has a decision in the first time in like 3 years was in the Contender Series. Do you know what I mean? When he got the contract. So this feels like to me this should be his entrance, this big entrance into the UFC where he's gonna come in and he's gonna knock some poor guy out. Do you know what I mean? And that poor guy just happens to be Oliveira on the other end of that, who most recently got knocked out by Daniel Marcos. So again, there's going to be if he doesn't if he loses this one, it could be maybe one more and he goes back to the drawing board. But yeah, this feels like I don't want to say a layup or a setup for Martinez to become a bit of a star or a highlight reel KO, but it's looking that way. Do you know
But
what
it
I mean?
feels like a layup.
Yeah.
This,
This is a layup for the UFC because he's from Mexico City, so they need someone to actually that's guaranteed to win that night. And I feel like this is the guy that's going to go in there and stand
Yeah.
up for the country and for the city for
for La
everything.
Yeah.
Raza.
Yeah, he's gonna.
And not only that, his sister uh,
She fights in the
Melissa
UFC.
Martinez, she fights in the UFC too. And this is aren't they like
Oh,
the first brother sister
Yeah, to
that's
fight.
his,
couple
that's
to
his
fight
sister.
UFC
Yeah,
together? Yeah. So what is it? Super Melly? Her name Melissa Martinez. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
there's a lot, going on here. And just even looking at Simon Oliveira, it's just I think everybody knows what his game plan is. Just shoot, 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 shoot,
Mhm.
shoot, 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 shoot. And if that doesn't work, shoot some more. And
but he's
one
not gonna be
dimensional,
able to do it in Mexico City. So good
bro.
luck
He's
to him,
not gonna
man.
be able to do it in Mexico City. And Martinez is gonna mess those legs up, bro. He's gonna keep targeting those legs. It's gonna be so difficult for Oliveira to even push off. Um, I think this is gonna be a coming out party for Martinez, like you both were highlighting. I think this is gonna be round one KO. I think Mexico City is gonna fucking erupt after
Mhm.
Rodriguez gets his win and then Martinez gets his KO win. I mean, we're gonna have a submission, then we're gonna have a KO, and then
Ah.
we got Raul Rojas.
Wee, wee,
Rosa, is this what he's calling him? Rosas.
Rojas.
Rosa.
What did I
Rosas.
say?
Oh,
It's Rojas, right?
no,
Raul
Sas.
Rojas.
Rosas.
Raul Rosas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rosas. Is it?
Chihuihuis.
Wee, wee, wees. He needs to make that his nickname. Like we need to hear Bruce Buffer going, Raul Chihuihuis Ross.
Bro, he's fighting an OG, Vince Morales, bro. Vince has been around the block
Yeah, yeah.
long time, dude. But again, Mexico City,
Now this one is a
it's
14-year age gap. Rosas is 20 years old. The
I can't
guy's a
believe I was
kid.
calling him Rojas.
I was taking tips off you, Van. You're the Spanish speaker.
Doesn't help when my
Well,
fucking
I
notes
was
are
saying
wrong.
it wrong. But yeah, man, he's 20 years old, man. And, like just a kid. One of the youngest fighters to come into the UFC ever. And he's 10-1 He's a little superstar. People love him. He's got his own catchphrase and everything now. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, but going against someone like Vince, like I say, bit of a UFC veteran. And again, my go-to experience beats youth. But we're seeing now more so than ever that that's not always the case. I mean, look at Chase Hooper and Clay Guida. Um, there wasn't a massive age difference, but there was an age difference. Of course, there was. In fact, no, there was a massive age difference. It was one of the biggest age differences, I think, in a fight.
In
So
this card, have you choose experience over youth yet?
no, I've chosen youth over experience. Yeah,
It's
and I think I'm
crazy.
gonna. I know, and
I
I
think
think I might. I might. I don't know. It's a tough one. This one. This one. I'm leaning towards Rosas, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vince Morales gets it done. I think it's a tough one, but I feel in front of his home crowd, in front of like you say, hopefully coming off two massive knockouts from the fights previously, Rosas is gonna show out, and he's getting better as well. Like you say, he's still so young,
on a
So
3-fight win streak too, and he
exactly,
beat the dude with the funny hat.
he did. He broke the fucking hat curse.
He beat the dude with the funny hat, bro. He's getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him winning by submission. Probably
Mm.
round one, round two, maybe round three. I don't know which one, but it's gonna be a submission or a ground and pound. He's gonna be on top of Vince. This cardio. Mexico City's gonna claim yet another victim, and it's gonna be Vince. That cardio has always been sort of suspect going
Yeah.
late to round two and into round three, where he has to go deep to find motivation to fight. And so I just think this is going to be another easy victory. Well, I'm not going to say easy, but another
I think it's gonna be
sure
a challenge.
victory. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a sure victory for Rosas. I think he's going to make it look easy, bro. I don't think he's going to make it look like it was ever in danger.
Mm.
Monte
Yeah.
Carlo streams has him winning round one with a submission. I think I'm going to let it go round two for Vince's durability. Vince isn't a slouch on the ground either, but you know, Rosas BJJ game. I love 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a favorite, and they always seek submissions over position, whereas the Gracies seek the position over submission. And I don't know if you know, but Eddie Bravo beat the Gracies before. So,
We know, yeah. Eddie Bravo.
but no, I'm going Rosas. I'm going Rosas round two submission.
What about Fu? I think we know which way Fu's going. Come on, man.
Yeah, it
Oh,
might be like, oh well, this is gonna be
yeah,
my.
I didn't even care about Vince, bro. You fools are hyping this one up way too much, dog. I think, but
Yeah,
it's gonna
he
be a
used to be the
master class.
homie.
It used to be, yeah, bro. It's another layup here, man. Raul Rosa is gonna go in there and maul him. You could get the sub second round, third round, but he can go to decision too. It's just gonna be he's gonna be the bigger man, I think. Sounds weird to say it, but yeah,
Yeah,
I see him just overpowering. It's not even gonna be close, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Achilles.
We was just gonna get it done, bro. Now Joe
He's gonna get
Pyfer
on the
versus.
mic afterwards, and he's gonna do another great post fight.
Well, I wonder who's
Yo,
gonna call out.
mm.
That's really who everyone wants to know who he's gonna call out because
Do you reckon? Do you reckon?
Chiwiwis is the Chiwiwis is gonna get the whole crowd all
Oh
Chiwiwis.
yeah, everyone's gonna be chee.
Yeah,
Just before we go too off topic, I know we've got another massive three fights coming, but do you reckon if he wins ranked opponent next?
I think you
Start.
have to. That'll be a 4-fight win streak.
It has to
You
have.
got to
Yeah,
put him up towards the top 15.
yeah,
I'll give
yeah.
him that opportunity. Yeah, they've been hyping him up. I think he's ready for that, especially if he gets an early finish
Yeah, yeah. I think so.
and if he calls it out.
And he's being he's
Why
being he's
not?
being hyped. He's being hyped. It's the new big thing. So yeah,
Plus, if the crowd, all yells chiwiwis and stuff and shows that he has draw, yeah,
yeah.
he's creeping closer and closer to the main, main event. Um, so
Hmm.
a couple more wins.
Okay,
Yeah.
give him Ricky Simone. I want to see something.
That'd be great. See,
Oh,
that's the kind of shit I want to see. That is the kind of shit I want to see.
yeah.
Ricky Simone hurts that kid, bro. I'm sorry.
And talking about, starting to face veterans, right? Up and comers facing veterans and facing real tests, almost like gatekeepers to see if they can go ahead and move forward towards their title dreams. We got that same shit going on with Joe Pyfer versus Kelvin Gastelum. You
Yeah.
know, Gastelum
Yeah.
is no slouch, bro, and he's certainly not a fighter
Boggy.
that you're gonna run over, So I think there's this thing that Joe Pyfer is going to automatically just steamroll over Kelvin Gastelum. Um, I do think Joe Pyfer is going to win, but I just think that Kelvin Gastelum's like the dark horse in this whole card, bro. The parlay buster. This dude's like the ultimate vet. He's got more metric, like all the metrics really on his side, not really on Pyfer's side. We're banking on Pyfer's KO power, and his youth. But the reality is this is like I want to say a 50-50, but like a 55-45 fight. Gastelum has a chance, bro. He certainly has a chance to make it ugly, to fucking do the shit that he does, and to eke out a split decision. I'm gonna take Pyfer. I'm gonna take him by, uh, you know, round two KO because I guess if he doesn't get it done by then, it's a Kevin Gastelum decision.
Mm, yeah. I mean, like you say, we talked about it before about the altitude. Joe Pyfer's. I don't think he would have fought anywhere like Mexico City before now. I mean, he might. I don't think so, but he might have done. You know what I mean? And Kelvin, like you say, he's a dog and he's been in there with killers. Like you look at his resume. He may not have won the fights, but he's been in there with you know Sean Brady. When he went back to welterweight, Chris Curtis, Robert Whitaker. Darren Till, Jared Cannonier. He's been in there with some of the biggest and best of fighters of all. In the divisions. And Joe Pfeiffer. I can never tell if it's Pfeiffer or Pfeiffer.
I
But
think it's Pyfer.
Pyfer.
Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer, right? So Joe Pfeiffer, he was being touted. Dana White had his little catchphrase, "Be more Joe Pfeiffer" and all that. So, um,
Isn't he
but
Sean Brady's boy too? Don't they have a
uh,
show together that I know they used to? They used to
I
He
break
trained
think
out of Philly,
UFC.
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think
Philly.
that's his
That's
boy,
Philly,
bro.
yeah,
I think that's Sean
probably.
Brady's guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sean Brady's coming off his spectacular show out, as painful as it is to say. But but yeah, so I do see, like you say, if Kelvin could shock a lot of people here. Um, but I think it's going to be Joe Pyfer. But like you say, if this starts going into the later rounds, it could get a bit leery, a bit sticky for him. Do you know what I mean? What's Fu thinking?
I I think that the middleweight division isn't the same division that he was in before. Pfeiffer's a monster. Pfeiffer,
Mm,
that's why they call him body bags. He's huge, man. I don't know, man. I don't see Calvin wanting it anymore. In a different alternate reality, if he would have never shot against Israel Adesanya, he probably would have been champion. And then we would have had a whole different scenario. But yeah, I see.
I
This is
I
the
thought the
beginning of
same
the
sh
end.
I
Towards
thought the same shit for the last fight against Daniel Rodriguez. I thought for sure
mm,
Rodriguez was going to beat Gastelum because all the videos were coming out. Gastelum wasn't even training. He was just fucking eating and all this shit. And he was like that ever since like the Chris Curtis fight. But he beats
yeah,
Chris Curtis. He loses to Sean Brady, who's probably going to be the future champ. And then he goes out and fucking beats Rodriguez in his own game.
yeah. But D-Rod's gone. He's on a decline too. Like
D-Rod's
D-Rod's
on
not
his
the same
decline
dude.
too.
It's
Yeah.
not like he fought like a top D-Rod. It's like it was kind of like
Facts.
you know.
Facts.
But I feel like Pfeiffer can get the submission second round. He'll
Oh, sub. Okay.
yeah, second or third round. I see a sub. I don't see this fight going all the way. I don't. He's a beast, man. Yeah, I see him getting a sub for sure.
Yeah, and that's a big test, right? Because it's one thing to win the fight.
And
It's
that's
another
what
thing to
Kelvin's.
make a statement when you win, and Joe needs to make a statement, just like um, Brady, right? Gave Leon his first submission. He had to make a statement so that he can
Yeah.
ensure that he gets that fight with Bilal because they're starting to talk, that he should be fighting someone else. Usman wants to fight Brady, right? It's
Mm.
like, no, Brady's next fight should be against the winner versus JDM and Bilal, right? And so I think that Joe Pyfer needs to make a statement too, so that he can continue his rise up for a title shot. And so, yeah, I would love to see a finish. I think KO, you got sub. What did you say, fool? Or red,
Me.
red.
Yeah, I'll go. Feel like it might be a ground and pound finish in the second.
Okay. So you got Gastelum?
No,
I'm
Piper.
fucking with you. I know.
Watch Kelvin do the unthinkable now. Do you know what I mean? Just to piss all three of
Bro,
us.
that's the fucking nutty shit, bro.
Mm.
Last up for at least this video is the co-main event. We got Manuel Torres versus Roblox Drew Dober. The odds maker got this a pretty close fight. They had it opening at a minus 115 for Torres, so minus 105 for Dober. When I went to check DraftKings Sportsbook, I was surprised to see Manuel Torres as a plus 120 underdog.
Mm.
So I'm sort of confused as to, because I know that's not the odds makers that are making Torres a plus 120. They already made him a minus 115 to open. So it's just money going into Drew Dober in Mexico City to beat Manuel Torres.
It's
So how do you see this going down, Red Wolf? I'll swing around. I want to be the last one on this one.
it's a weird one because like I feel like a lot of people are just remembering Bahamundez's knockout of Torres. Noche, and it was a highlight. It was brilliant. But then before then, Torres submitted my guy Chris Duncan, who's on a tear at the minute, who just recently submitted Jordan Vucenic at London, and then nearly rips another guy's head off before that. With Dober's like, I don't know, he's up and down, more than his jawline. You know what I mean? He's just it's interesting that he's a favourite because he's lost his last two. But if you look at who he's fought, it was Gene Silva, it was Renato Macano, and I think his last win was it was a while ago. It was I don't even remember who it was, but he got knocked out by Matt Favola as well.
Let me pull it up for you.
Yeah, it's Ricky Glenn. He knocked out Ricky Glenn after the Favola fight. So I think this is going to be.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a little war. Do you know what I mean? I think both guys are going to swang and bang. Dober, I don't think has ever been in a boring fight, and Torres as well. Even when he's on the wrong end of a knockout, it's still a highlight. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, interesting fight. And Torres has got the home crowd advantage. He's going to have everyone screaming his name. Do you know what I mean? Dober's going into enemy territory. And he's going to have to pull out all the stops. But this should be very interesting. It's very difficult for me to pick a winner on this one, I've got to admit. So I want to hear what Food's thinking. Might sway me.
Oh, I got a first round knockout by Manuel Loco Torres. He's got 14. He's 15-3. He's got 14 finishes out of his 15 wins, bro. 14 are by finish. So, and Drew Dober, he likes to stand in there, and if he gets finished, bro. Yeah, and in Mexico City, that's the last place you want to stand and bang, especially with Manuel Torres. I think that's fear. Everybody's like, "Oh, Bahamundez." Nah, that Bahamundez is the truth. And we learned that. Bullshit aside, he made Jalen Turner retire. It wasn't anything else, bro. It was La Jaula. He's a beast too. But back to my point, I see Manuel Torres finishing it in the first round because they're gonna go in there and start banging because of the altitude. Hopefully it doesn't go to second round, but shit, if it goes second, he knocks him out in the second round too. He wakes him up and he knocks him out in the third round too. Fuck it, let's go, Loco Torres, dog. First round KO.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I gotta agree with both of you guys. Um, Drew Dober, he loves to stand and bang, and he does put his Roblox chin up there to get hit. He is durable. Um, but again, we're in Mexico. Bahamontes' KO of Torres wasn't something that, was, a 3 round war and whatnot. I mean, shit happens, right? Bahamontes is the better fighter. The dude, like you said, just put on a show uh, a few weeks ago. And so I take nothing away from Manuel Torres for losing to Bahamontes. I do think that this is a good fight and a good opponent for him to turn around and get a victory. I think he gets a second round KO. Uh, I could see it being done in the first, but I think Drew Dober is pretty durable. Um, I just think that the gas tank's gonna go empty mid round two, and Torres is still gonna have enough to put on like a 4 piece, 5 piece, 6 piece. Could even be a body shot that ends it. Ref stepping in, stopping it, but it's gonna be a KO. It's not gonna go, and this is going in line to what I said. Like everything that we're calling, I think only a few fights we call the distance,
This fight
maybe the
doesn't go the
elevation.
this
No, I
fight
don't
does
think
not
this
go the
fight goes the distance. The Piper fight doesn't go the distance. The Rosas fight doesn't go the distance. Martinez fight doesn't go the distance. Rodriguez fight doesn't go the distance. You know, Chaira's
yeah.
fight doesn't go the distance. Gautier fight doesn't go the distance. You know, so
But
it's
hopefully it's
gonna
not like
be.
the UK card where like the girls were the only ones to get a finish.
Hey, that
Oh,
reminds me though. Let's give a shout out to the UFC matchmakers because they linked it up. So last weekend we had London. I was there. I was on the ground for the MMA Homies, and then this weekend they got the Mexicans. So they got you boys. You know what I mean? So it's like they just did the MMA Homies double bill. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this one makes
they,
up for last week.
bro. I mean, I've always said that UFC brass, UFC marketing, they're all genius. They know what they're doing. They know who they're catering to, and every other organization out there is really just trying to mimic and do what they're doing. Just like a lot of people on YouTube, everybody tries to do what the do with the most views is trying to do, and try
Yeah.
to get that same game plan. So they definitely got the algorithm right.
I mean, a
They
little bit
certainly
off
know how to
topic,
target their
but
audience.
a little bit off topic, but and name dropping, but can't say too much. But I hung out with Mick Maynard at the weekend, and the guy, they know what they're doing. Look, look,
Wow.
yeah, they definitely
That
know.
That's nice. Yeah, I feel like he told you some inside shit that you're not allowed to say, else violate some trust.
It's a good job I
Like, can
got
you get
drunk and forgot a lot of
can you
stuff.
get that motherfucker Edward off my back so I can start posting some shit again on UFC?
Oh, mate, don't get me
Edward,
started
what
on
is
that.
it? Edward Muncie? You motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. We tried talking about that. We talked about anyway.
Oh shit. All right, fellas, smash that like and subscribe button. We got one more video to go. Brandon Moreno versus Steve Asher Boy Erceg, main event. We're gonna smash that one down. Check it out.
Sorry, Loopy.